Welcome back now from keeping us entertained on Friday nights with a couch full of celebs to enthralling us with his best-selling novels. Graham Norton is a true gem to have come from Ireland.
So with the release of his fifth novel, Frankie, we're delighted that Graham Norton has found the time to come in and join us this year. Good morning.
Hello, how are you?
It's like you're not a real person. It's like he's talking to us.
I know. We're delighted
amazing.
to have you here because we're always looking at people on your sofa. So we are delighted to have you here on our sofa out in Ballymount. Welcome.
I'm very happy to be here. Yeah.
Congrats. We're here. You're here, obviously, to talk about your new novel, the fifth novel. Like, you still haven't really credited yourself as a writer yet, though. I mean, surely fifth novel gives you you've earned your stripes.
A little bit. I mean, the thing is, I do write these novels, and what I say is like, they're as good as I can make them, but and they seem to be doing well. People like them.
Yeah.
But I do think there's a difference between a full-time writer and someone like me who kind of finds the time to write, you know? And it's just, if I was at a party and there were writers there, I'd feel like a bit of an imposter.
Even though they're looking at you going, you keep on winning awards that we want, and you don't call yourself a writer.
Do you know what? Writers have been so nice to me, so supportive. And I often think if a writer came up to me and went, "Oh, I'm thinking of starting my own celebrity chat show," I'd be like, "Back off.
Stay in your lane.
You just keep typing."
Tell us about Frankie.
So, Frankie, when we meet her, she's in her 80s and she's living in East London and she's broken her ankle, so she needs a carer. And this carer shows up, young guy called Damien, and he happens to be from the same bit of West Cork as she was originally from. And that kind of sparks something in Frankie to start telling the story of her life. And so we go back to kind of late 40s West Cork and then to London in the swinging 60s. She gets to New York in the 70s and 80s. And it's just that idea that this is a woman, she's not, well known, she's not done anything that will go out in history, but actually her life has touched all these other lives and she's got it intersected with lots of interesting bits of history.
It's amazing, and the reviews have been absolutely phenomenal. Page Turner, a beautiful story. You've become even more adventurous as each book goes on, and you touch on homophobia in this, you talk about the AIDS epidemic, of course, over in London. You even talk about Protestant people down in Cork as well. I mean,
I've never touched the Protestants before. But also, I never touched the Catholics either, because I wasn't confident enough to go Catholic. So the most you'd find in my books is like a priest might walk by, or they lived beside the chapel, but no one went in.
Careful now.
I don't know what's in there.
There's a rectory in this.
Oh no, yeah. So I thought it's time. I should use my Protestant insider knowledge. So that there's Protestants in this book, and you're right. I suppose in the past I've kind of leaned more into kind of plots and mysteries and plot twists, and in this is more like the original plot, the plot we all have, the story of our lives. And I think there's more emotion in this book, and it's not that I don't know if I'm getting better, but I think 5 books ago I wouldn't have attempted this. I would have thought, actually, that's too much. I don't have the skills to do that. Yeah. And then, hopefully, after writing 4, I have, and this is the result. And it seems to be landing differently than the other books.
Big time.
People do seem to be liking this book.
Because, they've liked all of them, but this is an expansive book that covers decades. And it is about, there's bits in it that you can read and go, oh, I've done that. There's about the plodding bits of life.
Yeah.
And there's something about you and female characters. You're mad to write female characters, and you do it incredibly well.
Well, I think if you're writing, female characters are more interesting because, no offence, but
None taken.
but men are quite simple creatures, whereas women are often navigating the world of men, and I think it makes them much more nuanced, and they kind of read situations, and they just approach life in a different way. And I think, not that I'm particularly in touch with my feminine side or anything, but as a gay man, I think you are also dealing with the world of men. So it does give you some insight into what women have to navigate.
You're also doing the audiobook on it. And this goes it's West Cork, London, San Francisco.
And I'm such a moron. When will I learn that what I write, I will eventually have to say out loud? And so...
Because there's accents.
No, terrible accents. And also I've interviewed professional actors who've done audiobooks, and they prepare. They have little coloured Post-it notes. They plan all the voices. Not me. So I'm just turning the pages, and I go, God, she's from Switzerland. And then I turn a page and go, oh, now she's talking. I'm like, what's that going to sound like? So if anyone gets the audiobook, apologies in advance.
Okay.
It just sounds like hello.
Do you have to? Do you go for it? Do you really?
No, I do. I mean, to a fault, I go for it.
Now, remember when Martine McCutcheon was going on the stage to do Eliza Doolittle and her voice? She couldn't tell anyone her voice. It was this big controversy. Can you do a bit of...
No!
Why can't you do any of the accents?
It's so embarrassing to do it alone in a room. I'm not doing it on television.
Good point. Yeah. Good point. That's a good point. In the book, there are some racy scenes.
Yes.
There certainly are. Mm-hmm. And Marian Keys talks about her mother, who says, can you just not write a smutty book? Why does it always have to be about the sex?
But Marian's books are filthy.
They are.
I was so surprised. I did, for some reason, before I read a Marian Keys book, I didn't think they were going to be, though, I thought it was going to be, but no, really.
Really?
It's all going on.
She's kept the Julie Cooper under the radar.
Yeah.
But she is. But how, so, has your mother read?
She hasn't read this yet. Oh. I think she'll be all right with those bits.
Okay.
I think she'll be okay.
Do you think so?
Yeah. I mean, talking about the audiobook, doing those bits in the audiobook is, again, so wrong.
Oh my God, I hadn't thought about that.
You're reading them and then you look up and through the glass there's just a big sweaty man with headphones on. And you're just like, this feels so... I feel like I'm working in Soho. This is horrible.
I thought about that. Do you give those bits welly as well?
Oh, yeah. No, I don't make noises. I just read them and get on with it.
You've got an event coming on. You're going full circle because you're going back. You've got heading to Galway this evening with Pauline McLean. Isn't that right?
Yeah,
we've
got 2 shows at the Black Box Theatre in Galway. I think they're sold out. And
they're sold out, great.
Yeah. It's bringing it back to the Father Ted days.
Yeah, Pauline, yes, of course.
Everything else.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Obviously, but then Pauline, weirdly, another full circle, she was in the TV adaptation of my first book, Holding.
Yes.
Of course she was.
Pauline was in that. So I think that was the last time I saw her, actually. It was down on the set in West Cork. And so we're doing that, and then we'll be doing like guerrilla-style book signings. That's what I've been told to say. So we're just, if we pass a bookshop, we might stop and go in, and then I'll discover they don't have my book. And I'll just pretend I'm shopping.
Go into the off-licence, they'll have your wine.
Oh, yeah,
you can sign that.
Some wine, it would be grand. I suppose, Father Noel Furlong, I mean, like you've been in movies with Michelle Pfeiffer. Remember when I watched that and Paul Rudd?
When I showed up in that.
When you showed up in that?
Say what now?
That was. I was just there going, Graham's in this
It went
movie.
straight to Sky.
Don't
even pretend.
Well
don't even pretend to know what it was.
A couple of minutes.
You went to drama school.
I know. But loads of people go to drama schools and they're serving you your dinner.
But Father Noel Furlong is iconic. Like he is. Like, for everyone in Father Ted is iconic.
I remember when I did Father Noel Furlong, I thought I was doing this really kind of out there character. And now when I look at it, I go, that is a bit like me. that is just embarrassingly close to who I am.
I mean, you can't come onto Irish telly and not talk about it because it's so exciting. And we do have a clip. I have to look.
Let's watch it.
Let's do
it.
Giving us, he's not even in the booth looking at a sweaty man in this one. What's
Sit down there, and we'll have a bit of an old song. What can we sing? Will you sing one, Ted?
No, I won't.
You will. You have a lovely voice. Very like Celine Dion. Will you dance then? Come on, Tony, sing on the old Riverdance album. Actually...
It's classic television.
They gave me the costume department gave me that jumper, and I didn't have the heart to tell them that my father owned it. It was a St. Michael jumper from Dunn's.
Well, they knew. But I only come to light with this. The caravan. So this actually wasn't even filmed. Did this get filmed in London? And was there something happened with the floor?
When you see the outside, when you see that shot of the caravan rocking, obviously that's all filmed in the west of Ireland. But if you watch it, they're very careful. Anyone who appears in an exterior doesn't then appear in an interior apart from the main 4. I think they broke that rule a couple of times.
Okay.
But by and large, that was the rule, that if you were filming in Ireland, you stayed in Ireland. If you were filming in the studio, you stayed in London. So we were all in the studio, me and the youth group. So, but they brought the whole caravan back from Ireland on the ferry. And they brought it into the studio. And it was a wreck of an old thing. And they took out the back window, that one by the table.
Yeah.
And they had the camera there. And we were really in a caravan. But it had all the telly lights in it. So it was like a absolute kind of, sweat box, this thing. And then we did our dancing. And then we discovered that we'd really wrecked the caravan. So the door wouldn't even open after we'd finished our dancing. So all of those people you saw all had to crawl on the table and be helped out the window.
To get out.
And that caravan is probably need to skip somewhere now.
That should be in the National
It's
Gallery.
like Friends,
so.
when they said they're selling, auctioning off the sofa and
Yes.
stuff. That
But
caravan.
that is so long ago.
Yeah, it is.
So I wasn't 40 then. So that I was in. Oh, in fact, no, I was in my I was 33, I think.
Wow.
When you did that.
Or 32, because I remember Pauline was at my 33rd birthday. So I must have met her when I was 32. So I was 32 when I did that. So that is 30, that's 30 years ago.
30 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's still, it's on all the time. We all watch it all the time. It's amazing.
And it's still funny.
So
It
good.
is.
Like,
It's
I
so
mean,
funny.
I can say that because I had nothing to do with it. I was just in an episode. But when you watch it, it is like the dad's army of our generation.
Yeah.
We will watch
Yeah.
that show over and over and over again.
Of course, you were doing the acting thing, drama school and all that kind of stuff. And then next thing, you are the Oprah of our generation as well. You're syndicated all over the world. You started with So Graham Norton, which again was very smutty.
Very, very filthy.
It was filthy. Channel
Yeah, that
4
was
let you
Marian
do.
Keys' level of
That,
filth.
It was.
Next level.
You got away with everything on Channel 4.
Well, because what happened was, I don't know if you remember a show called Eurotrash.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember,
So we thought we were just doing a nice talk show on Channel 4. We were great. And then we were told, oh, by the way, there's Kathy. That's the very first episode.
Wow.
That's Kathy Burke.
Who was in Holding.
Yes.
Oh, she directed.
She directed Holding.
Yeah.
What a weird thing. Yeah, that is 1998. There we go. Wow. Weird to see these clips.
Stop
Anyway,
it.
Haven't changed a bit.
Yeah, but anyway, we were then told we were going to be in the Eurotrash slot, so we realised we had to appeal to that drunk post-pub crowd. So that's when we went kind of filthy with it.
Yeah,
and
it worked.
And it was so I'm doing a book tour in London when I get back, but I'm doing a bit about the book, but mostly it's about kind of my career, and I'm talking about the talk show, and I'm just going to show old clips. Yeah. So I thought, so I go back and look at the old clips. I mean, they're unwatchable. You couldn't show them now. They're really out there.
I remember I was younger trying to watch it and my parents came in and switched it off. There you have it. I literally was told off with the phone and stuff.
Yes.
Remember the phone?
Oh, yes.
But obviously the way the show's gone now, you're in BBC, you can't get away with that anymore. But you have had some incredible guests. Unbelievable. Have you ever been starstruck?
Oh, no, all the time.
Really? But
yeah.
genuinely, kind of nervous?
I think there's that sort of thing, isn't there? And you must have it here, where most people who come on, they might be famous, but the minute they sit down, they just become a person. That's all that happens. But then there's the odd one who never becomes a person. They stay, there's a kind of a weird bubble around them. They just stay very famous.
Yeah.
Like a Tom Cruise, like a Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez is airbrushed in real life. It's just weird. It's like she's walking and she's got a filter on. It's just you're looking at her how am I in any way related to you? How are we the same
genetic material?
Yeah, how is this the same species? It's like a fox and a dog. How are they? Is there any relation there? Yeah.
But does it feel like, because I think the audience can tell that as well. When Madonna comes on, it feels like there's a bubble around her and she can't quite get into it like everybody else can. And Emily Blunt, God bless her, that night with Tom Cruise, she was really trying to humanise him from being Tom Cruise.
Well, he's better when he comes on with co-stars.
Yes.
Because then they do know him.
Yeah.
And I think he can relax a bit and have a laugh with them. But I was Tom Cruise did a lovely thing when lockdown was happening and nothing was going on, and his set kept getting shut down because of COVID, and we were doing our weird little show with some chairs and no audience, and we just got a call saying Tom Cruise wants to come on.
Wow.
And so for nothing, not promoting anything, he just wanted to get that message out there that the world was coming back and that movies were being made, and it was such a boost for our show that was kind of limping along through COVID, and he got nothing out of that, and I just thought that's an incredibly kind thing for him to do.
Yeah, and what a star he is. And when he comes onto that show, boy, he brings it alive.
No,
doesn't he?
the energy he brings, and also, I mean, there was no audience that night, but if there is an audience, like there is an electric charge.
Yeah.
The audience are so excited, and they'll have a good night. Hopefully, whoever's on, will have a laugh. But if you have one of those big names, suddenly half your job is done because the audience are flying.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I suppose these days everyone wants to be on when Miriam's on. Margaret.
I mean, Miriam. But I am showing a clip. I'm showing a clip during the show that I'm doing in the UK of Miriam, and it's her while she's sitting beside Matthew Perry, and the person to focus on is Matthew Perry. Matthew Perry's face is such a picture. Because he thinks he's sitting beside a kind of Dame Judi Dench figure, and suddenly,
it's brilliant. I actually love she comes on. I think it's Will.i.am. There's a clip of her with that. It's just so funny as well. Yeah. But listen, we need to talk to you. I've just finished up with the book as well. I love this in the back of the book. You're obviously a married man now as well.
Oh yes.
And you give a little one. Finally, all the thank yous to John, the new husband. Enjoy the brief interlude before I start wanging on about the next book, because you are such a busy man. The show is coming back. Like, where do you find the time to do these?
Well, because the show is about kind of 2.5 days a week, so that gives me the rest of the week. I've stopped the radio,
Yes.
and now I've dropped a few weeks off the chat show. So now the chat show is on for half the year, off for half the year. So actually, I've loads of time. All I have is time.
He's loads of time. Everyone in West Cork, Graham has loads of time. If you want him to come along and open a shop, you'll be there. Is that it?
Yeah.
No, can't. The flights.
Well,
flights,
with all this
flights.
time, you can finally call yourself a writer then. After
All
that.
right.
Brand new book. It's called Frankie. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's a lovely book. Thank
The
you so
best
much.
yet.
It's so
There you
good.
have
Graham Norton, a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Graham.